Fox 34 Football Friday, presented by Cardinal Sports Center. For Fox 34 Football Friday.
Cluley's crew at Estacado plans to keep it rolling in conference play.
Know that now that you're sitting 1-0, you're undefeated in the real season that counts, and we want to stay that way.
Yeah. Lubbock Cooper starting a new quarterback last night. Did the Pirates get it done against the Plainsmen?
And Lubbock High taking on the Randall Raiders at Lowry if the Westerners are able to walk away with their third win.
Here we go. It's week 8 here on Fox 34 Football Friday. I'm Rob Verby.
And I'm Kurt Kaiser. Lubbock High looking to bounce back after a tough loss last week. Our Brady King was out there, and she joins us now. Brady, how did it go out there at Lowry?
That's right, Kurt. Well, the Westerners are battling some injuries, unfortunately. They played without their starting QB, Brandon Smith, tonight, and had to go all the way down the depth charts to fill that position. We spoke to Coach Steven earlier this week, and he said Randall is the best team they've played so far, so he expected a challenge. Let's head out to Lowry to see who got the W. Homecoming night for the Lubbock High, and here they come. First drive for the Raiders, Jarrett Gallegos hands it off to Braden Beck, and he'll take it all the way in. Randall up early, 7-0. Westerners would go 3 and out. Next possession for Randall. Gallegos hucks it into the end zone. Amazing catch by Isaiah Hernandez there. Randall led 28-0 at the half. Early second quarter, though, Randall keeps it rolling. Handoff to Nathan Baker this time for a touchdown. The Raiders went on to win 59-0. And hopefully Shane Stevens' squad can rest up and heal up before their first conference matchup against Monterey. Rob?
All righty, Brady. Thank you very much. Monterey and LCP facing off last night. Thursday night football on Fox 34 News now. First play of the game, Keyshawn Harris fakes out the cameraman, but not the Pirates. Kyle Lewis takes it all the way the other way, 38 yards for the score. Moving on here, appearance by the official, that happens. 7-0 Cooper. Plainsmen trying to get something going, but the LCP defense had other plans. Kyler Jordan comes up big. Monterey struggling offensively. Here in the second quarter, Pirates punch again. This time, Holt Gibson, the new starting quarterback, hands off to Caleb Stripling. He strolls into the end zone, 17-0 Pirates. That would cap a 63-yard scoring drive. Pirates then get the ball back on a pooch kick. Judge, all rise, Thomason will bully in from a yard out, 24-0 Pirates. New quarterback for Monterey, but Tyron Bradley, well, he would give it away as well. Pirates all over the Plainsmen last night, 49-8. They're 3-1. Monterey falls to 1-2. Kurt?
All right, thank you, Rob. Down on the Permian Basin, those are the Midland fans. Bulldogs getting ready. Their team's pumped, but they weren't pumped enough. Picking it up in the second quarter, quarterback Landry Walls almost bubbles snap, but he gets it to Daniel Garcia. He takes it to the right, shows his speed. That's a TD, 15-7. The Bulldogs were on top, but Friendship would answer right back with this strike from Chad Ferris to Andrew Braddock after a Bulldog fumble. That's late in the half. The Tigers threatened again, but DB Alex Rodriguez would force the out of bounds on that one. That would hold Friendship to a field goal, make it at 17-15. Tigers going into the half. Tigers would eat up the Bulldogs, 37-23. They moved to 2-2 on the year.
Post a New Deal. Hello there. One of the biggest games thus far this year. Lions wanting to break out their own boomstick after last year's blowout loss. Josiah Ward brings out the boomstick. First quarter, no score right off the screen. Bold Gold takes a 6-0 lead. More Ward in the second, right off the reverse. There he goes, Kurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice job.
He's going to move the chains right there.
He's Deacon.
He is Deacon.
Yeah.
Lions ferocious D brings him down at the 10. T-shirts, anyone?
Oh, hey, that's a good one. I like the gold.
Only $10.99. The Booster Club makes you want to forget 2020. Coach's son wants to forget 2020 unless there's a state title appearance at stake. Ashton Jefferson moving on up. Post with a 14-0 lead for the second straight year. The Giants of Garza County shut out New Deal 33-0. Wow, the final.
And the Matadors are in the Panhandle. They would be taking on Borger this evening. First quarter action, 3-0. Borger on top. Jalen Dobbins with the keeper and the sweep, 25 yards into the end zone. The Mats up 7-3 at that time. Bulldogs will get the gall back. The gall back? Make it the ball back. I don't know what the gall is. Camden Hernandez airs it out all the way down. They answer right back. Boy, didn't take long. 10-7 early on. That early field goal would keep Borger over the top. They go on to win it tonight, 23-20.
All righty, let's head out to Cubs Stadium where the Cubs will be taking on the Slayton Tigers. The Cubs would strike first with the fumble. Recovery by the big man, Pete. Help me, Kurt.
Yes, Mariquin.
Thank you. That would he'd take it to the house. All righty, so I love having two people out here.
Yes, perfect.
That's a great way to get the crowd into it. The Cubs would continue to roll with a quick pass here. Pete, what's that name again? Mariquin again for another touchdown. How many times are we going to say it? There it is right there. But the wheel would fall off the Cubs train.
Uh-oh.
Falling 30-13 to Slayton.
All right, Mariquin not at this game. Undefeated Idalou was hosting the Abernathy Antelopes. First quarter, we're going to pick it up now with quarterback Jess Hull. He throws it to the right to Matthew Phillips, who picks it off. That wasn't designed that way. That would set up the Wildcats for the easy score, and Idalou is up at that stage by a 7-0 count. Later on, Wildcats are punting, but more mishaps for Hull. He botches the catch, and after some conversations with the refs, well, there it is. You see the fumble, and the refs would have to get involved and see just who had it. Weird things happen under the pack. The Wildcats would recover the fumble, and they would go on here. There you go. Now they went the other way. Now, start of the second quarter, Idalou would punch it in one more time. Wildcats feasting on the Antelopes, and they stay undefeated, 42-14. Coming up later on Fox 34 Football Friday, Texas Tech making a change at quarterback during the bye week.
Yeah, and our high school football analyst, that would be Garrett Luff, breaks down the Lubbock Cooper beatdown of Monterey.
And Roosevelt, they are undefeated on the season. Did the Eagles improve to 7-0 against Reagan County? That's all next on Fox 34 Football Friday.
You're watching Fox 34 Football Friday with Rob Verby, Kurt Kaiser, and Brady King. Fox 34 Football Friday. First and most comprehensive. This is Fox 34 Football Friday.
And Roosevelt undefeated heading into the week, Rob.
Yeah, the 6-0 Eagles. That sounds pretty good, hosting the Reagan County Owls. Let's check it out. A couple of Tech basketball players at the game. Quarterback Jacob Torres getting the Eagles downfield. Woo! Flying through the Owl defender. Nice little, yep, right there. Torres would soar one out to Kenyon Taylor. And he says hello to new sports reporter Jake Archer.
Friendly guy.
Appreciate that. Roosevelt would go for two. Alex Trevino powers on through. Eagles continue to fly, Kurt, and they're flying high. They're 7-0. How about that?
Fantastic.
57-0 win over Ronald Reagan County.
That was worth a hug. Let's go to Slaughterfield. I love that name for a football team. Sundown hosting Floyd Data, the Roughnecks with the ball. Carson Holson, he would hand it off to E.J. Hernandez.
Oh, yeah.
Big gain for Sundown. A couple of plays later, Hernandez would finish what he started. 2-point conversion was good as well, and Sundown had the early 8-0 lead. More from the home team. Holston throws a strike to Robert Solis down at the 2, but Sundown would turn the ball over on the next play, unfortunately. However, their defense would get the ball back. Holston goes to work again, drops a dime to Brandon Kinley. 2-point conversion was no good. 14-0 Sundown. Second quarter now. Sundown knocking on the door. Come in. Holston this time finds Carson Boggs, and he would scamper into the end zone. 20-0 Sundown. Roughnecks storm chase the Whirlwinds, winning this one tonight 58-21.
Impressive knocking on the door.
Yes.
Tahoka taking on Hale Center. We get there at recess, and the harmonious Hale Center band. This week's halftime honorees, the baritone player mic'd up. Owls up 32-zip. Quarterback Hunter Thompson, I should say. Well, he's going to dun-dun-dun-dun. He finds Eric Rodriguez as the Birds move the chains. Cheerleaders raising money for Pinktober. Great cause. Same drive. Hale Center facing 4th and long. Thompson hits the goalpost. Shades of the NFL's punt, pass, and kick contest. Here's the view from the press box. No idea what we're doing up there. The Dogs, however, show some bite. Nathaniel Castillo hurdles over the Owls defense. Shades of Edwin Moses, Kurt, 1984.
Yes, I remember
More
that.
Castillo He gets the big blue on the board. Castillo, I just love saying that.
Good.
However, Hale Center's 1 hour trip back home, more like a party bus, Kurt. Owls with the dub, 38-13.
And Castillo was at the front of the bus.
I bet he
Now,
was.
For the Battle of the Big Cats at Smyer, hosting New Home, the Bobcats were up 30-23 at the half. Third quarter, Smyer QB Ethan Ramirez shows off his speed, setting up the very next play, and Ramirez would find the wide open receiver to go up 37-20. Leopards are still in it though. Bodie Stewart would launch it deep, finding Tristan Trulinka for the score. That's a fun name too. New Home trails right now 37-30. Now here's the punt. Leopards' Daniel Estrada would pick it up, a big play right there. Bobcats would get a quick stop. They would go on to win the game. The final 44-30.
No relation to Eric Estrada, I don't
None.
think. All right. Here come the Eagles, ready for the second half. Eagles would try to get something early with a great run here from R.J. Medrano. The Eagles' drive would, come to a quick end with a strip ball, and that would be recovered by the Mustangs' Jose Mata. And that would set up the Mustangs.
What's a
Mata. What is the matter with you?
I don't know.
All right, the Mustangs score with the quick handoff to number 23. He'd walk into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown. Bovina, did I say that right?
Bovina, yeah.
Bovina
Yeah.
would roll. 34-7, Kirk Kaiser was the final.
They're rolling.
All righty, we now bring in Garrett Luft. Garrett, Lubbock High, starting center out, starting quarterback out, some other players out. I don't know what we can say about this for sure, but just an ugly situation for the black and gold, right?
Well, the center and linebacker is also your middle linebacker, and that was a killer last week. You saw the game turn when his leg injury took place. That's a killer for Lubbock High. But then a number of other things hitting them this week. You're down to your third-string quarterback. It's just bad news. And unfortunately for Lubbock High, who had such great momentum and a lot of positive things going on, you're really playing with probably a 3A roster as far as size of the school, because so many of the students at Lubbock High are magnet students, a lot of them not involved in athletics, so you don't have the same pool to pull from. You had some great things happening. I feel for Coach Steven. I think it's an awful deal, and tonight it was just definitely the toughest opponent they've had when Randall comes into town. It's definitely the toughest game they've had to play, and to do it with just a dismantled roster in a whole lot of ways is unfortunate. Now it's the Spurs game next week against Monterey, when you really thought, hey, this looks scary for the Plainsmen because the Lubbock High is playing so well. I don't know what to think right now, because 2020 is just it's wacky, Rob. It doesn't make any sense.
It is wacky.
Yeah, both of them coming off losses tonight, so we'll see what happens next week. Garrett District Opener, New Deal taking on Post. The Bold Gold looking really good tonight.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, well, a week ago they took on number 10 in the state Sundown at that point and dismantled them. Meanwhile, New Deal threw for almost 450 yards against Hale Center. I really wondered if their passing attack would frustrate Post a little bit and give them some problems. Not at all. New Deal had 94 total yards of offense tonight. That's all they were able to muster against Post. And meanwhile, Post did what it always does on offense. They had 6 different guys carry for over 50 yards tonight. They just kind of spread it around for the fun of it, I guess. But that's the two toughest opponents I think they're going to see. Hale Center could maybe get something interesting to the bowl goal, but ultimately it's going to be third or fourth round of the playoffs, I'm afraid, before Post gets tested. That's your problem now. Can you keep motivated and keep improving when you're not really being pushed? Unfortunately, for Coach Pittman, his two toughest district opponents are already out of the way.
You want a T-shirt, Garrett?
A T-shirt? Does it say Pink October? Because, see, now you got me thinking of the band Blue October.
I
haven't listened to in a long time, and I'm going to have to go home and hammer some Blue October now because I haven't had it. But yeah, if you want to give me a T-shirt, I'll always take a T-shirt.
Yeah, I'll get you a T-shirt. I think they're like $9.99, $10.99. You know, it's always something $99.
Is mine free, though?
Well, yeah, of course. It's a gift from me to you for helping us out on the show.
Hey, I always take a free T-shirt.
And Kurt, don't even
Rob.
think about it, okay?
Okay, I got you.
You
I
pay for your
understand.
own, brother.
Sure,
All right.
I got you.
Garrett, we'll join you a little later on.
All right, thanks, guys.
Coming up on Football Friday, we'll get to know Coronado quarterback Sawyer Robertson.
All righty. And we'll take a look at how Henry Columbi has performed over the past couple of weeks for the Red Raiders.
Now, back to Fox 34 Football Friday.
All right, one of my favorite parts of the show. It's time to get to know a quarterback, this time the Coronado quarterback.
That is right, Rob. I love this one, too. The Sawyer Robertson is leading the undefeated Mustangs this season. Our Brady King put the QB on the clock in a rapid-fire Q&A.
All right, welcome to the QB Q&A here on Football Friday. I'm Brady King, joined with Coronado quarterback Sawyer Robertson. Sawyer is a senior and is committed to play both baseball and football at Mississippi State. Is that correct?
Correct.
Awesome. Well, in just 1 minute, we're going to get to know him a little bit better. We got Jake over here starting the timer. And I'm going to ask you some hard-hitting questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. All right. Football or baseball?
Both. I can't answer that question. It's like mom or dad for me.
That's a tough one. All right. The feeling of hitting a home run or the feeling of throwing a touchdown?
That's the same thing. It's both. They're both really great feelings.
Favorite professional quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers.
Favorite holiday?
Gotta go with Christmas.
Spring or fall?
Fall. I feel like it's a little less windy in the fall.
Gatorade or Powerade?
Gatorade for sure.
Okay. Big 12 or SEC?
SEC.
No,
SEC.
No problem there. What TV show are you watching right now?
I'm watching Cobra Kai on Netflix right now. It's pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. 10 seconds. Song you play to get pumped up before a game?
Coach Parr doesn't let us listen to music. He takes up our phones, so whatever he chooses is the song I listen to.
Okay, I like that. Time's up. Thank you, Sawyer. I feel like we got to know you a little bit better here. Last but not least, what are you most looking forward to in your senior year as a Mustang?
I'm looking forward to winning a lot of games in both football and baseball.
Awesome. All right. Well, good luck. Thank you all for watching. This has been your QB Q&A with Sawyer Robertson.
All righty, no music, huh?
No, I guess not.
Matt Wells making the decision to change things up on the offensive side of the ball, while he's going with Mr. Columbi, not Columbo, next week against West Virginia.
You're watching Fox 34 Football Friday.
And we're back, everybody, meeting with the media on Wednesday afternoon. Matt Wells saying what most of us, Kurt, wanted to hear, I think.
Well, that's right, Rob. After sputtering on offense with Alan Bowman at quarterback, they have decided to go with Henry Columbi. He will start next Saturday on homecoming versus West Virginia, that game to be played on the 24th. Columbi stepped up at K-State. He threw for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also looked good against Iowa State, leading Tech to its only offensive score.
I think Henry has come in and played well, kind of jump-started the offense. Like I've said before, he started a little slow at Kansas State. Once he started getting through his progressions, I think guys around him responded. We moved the ball better, and I thought he came in the last couple series and tried to rally us back and did a nice job with the offense. Allen has played okay. He has not played bad. He is not the reason we're 1-3, and as we work through it with Allen, he understands that.
Yeah, coming up next Football Friday, we take a look around the area and recap tonight's games. But before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about, Henry Columbi and that Texas Tech situation. Obviously, Kurt, a game that you were still sort of in at halftime, down 21-7, and then you bring back Alan Bowman again at the beginning of the second half, and didn't do anything again on offense, and finally Columbi came in with about 6 minutes left to go, and albeit Iowa State probably had some of their second stringers in, and it was sort of garbage time, but still they appear to run the offense. The offense appears to run smoother with Columbi at quarterback.
Rob, it's always a tough decision for any coach. I mean, that quarterback position is so pivotal, and as Coach Wells said, that's not the reason that Tech doesn't have the good record right now. However, it's a very important part, and when the offense isn't moving, you need to make a change. They've given Columbi a kind of a sneak preview in coming off the bench a couple of times, and he's performed well. The team has seemed to move better, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, he came in when Bowman got hurt in the first quarter, midway through the first quarter in Manhattan, and it's going to take a while to get going. I mean,
sure.
He hadn't played in a game in quite some time. But I thought in the second half he really found his rhythm and, completed 10 passes in a row, and they actually had a 4-point lead in that Kansas State game before he threw an interception at the very end of that game to lose. And then, you bring in Bowman for the Iowa State game, even though I don't think he practiced a ton that week. Bothered a little bit with the ankle, and he's not really a mobile quarterback to begin with. And, obviously you see the result. You just didn't do much offensively in Ames. But you've got a week plus to get ready for West Virginia, and the Mountaineers have Kansas tomorrow, Kurt. Yeah. So that means they will come in with a win, a convincing win, because Kansas is awful. But I think the bye week, we talk about this, I think it came at a good time because Matt Wells came out Wednesday and said they are changing quarterbacks. So hopefully you can see Columbi spark this offense on homecoming against against a pretty good West Virginia team.
And I think it was important for him to do that before the actual bye, to go into that bye week, because he'll get a lot more reps as a number one QB, and so it's a good change to make at this time and to give him those extra days to get ready for it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I really do. Alrighty, what I read earlier, now I'm supposed to read. Coming up next on Football Friday, we'll take a look around the area and recap tonight's games. Ron Burgundy.
First and most comprehensive. This is Fox 34 Football Friday.
And time to check out the scores from tonight around the region. Wild, wild horses in these two. Coronado stays undefeated. They beat Ryder 51-13. Good Lord. And the number 5 team in the state squeaks by in a close one. Shallowater, the Mustangs. They beat Denver City 44-41.
And the Plainview Bulldogs, they fall in the burning ring of fire. The Dumas Demons win that one 42-8 tonight. You going to sing it for us, Rob?
I do like Johnny Cash.
Ring of fire,
ring
yeah.
of burn,
The,
burn.
Oh, that was pretty good. The Level End Lobos take a good one over Perryton. That was 34-7.
All righty, the Amherst Bulldogs win one over the Cats from Whit Harrell, 48-37. And the Buffaloes trample the Kangaroos. How dare they? Petersburg over Cress, 88-44.
The Muppets may have taken Manhattan, but they don't take La Mesa. Golden Tours with the win over
Where's Miss
Kermit.
Piggy when you need her?
Yeah, exactly. Hello, Kermit. 28-0. And then on Thursday, the Golden Lions of Christ the King, a 45-point win over Odessa Holy Cross. Shutout to the Magnificent Seven.
New quarterback, no problem for the Cooper Pirates. Pillaging the Mustangs, 49-8. And we're getting fancy on this show, aren't we? I mean, my Lord.
Oh, and the Plainsmen. They beat the Plainsmen.
Yeah, okay.
That's who they pillaged.
They pillaged the Plainsmen. All right. And the Randall Raiders blanking Lubbock High 59-0. Westerners fall to 2-2 on the year.
The Tigers bounce back over the Midland Bulldogs, getting the dub as Friendship on top 37-23. And the Antelopes, they would outrace the Lions, taking an easy 39-0 win.
This year, still a frustrating one for the Mats. They fall to Borger 23-20. That's a tough loss right there, Kurt.
Sure is.
Everybody thought last week when they rallied to beat Seminole, they probably had the district wrapped up. But
yeah,
you got to play the games, right? And the Slayton Tigers tame A-Money's Cubs 30-13.
A much anticipated district matchup. Number 9 Idalou, they lock up the Antelopes 42-14. Roosevelt, their 4th shutout of the year. Amazing. 57-0 over Reagan County. And let's bring in Garrett Luft once again. Garrett, let's talk about those Coronado Mustangs. They go to Ryder. Ryder is a good team. They made them not look so good. What's your take on Coronado's win tonight?
Well, it was defense again for the Mustangs. I mean, ultimately, Sawyer Robertson's numbers aren't super flashy tonight. The Coronado offense kind of spread the wealth to a whole lot of different people, and they were able to do things. But don't be surprised about 13 either. Some of that was special team scoring that was done by Ryder. I mean, the defense is incredible right now. It's very, very impressive for Coronado. And I think they deserve a state ranking. They've got one now. Dave Campbell's putting them at number 8 in the state this week in 5A D1. I think they'll likely jump some more. But to not just beat Ryder, to pretty much just run all over them and really hold them down defensively as well, I think just proves that this Coronado team is great. They get a bye before district now next week, and they're as good as they've been in years. I mean, I don't go back far enough to be able to say, oh, it's the best Coronado team I've ever seen. But as far as me seeing it, I think I can say that these guys are impressive in all phases of the game, and I think they're ready to go. They're going to be a tough out there in 2-5A Division I.
You know, that's funny. We got about a minute left. You read my mind. That was my follow-up question about, how good of a football team this is at Coronado. Anyway, moving on, you answered it. Our game of the week next week, you got something cooking for us?
It's hard. The Spurs game's going on. I'm very hopeful that you'll see a full Lubbock High team because I think that they deserve that opportunity in a huge rivalry game to put their best foot forward. I think Monterey's a lot better than you saw on Thursday night. Some single plays here and there would have made that game a lot closer. But Holt Gibson at Cooper, by the way, very impressive. I think that guy's the real deal, and I know he didn't start the season at quarterback for him. He's kind of stumbled into it because of an injury to the other quarterback. But I'm very, very impressed with him, so that's good. But look out for Roosevelt Abernathy. Is Roosevelt really, really good and undefeated in their record right now, or are they not? We'll see next week.
All right. Appreciate your time. Garrett, as always, for Kurt Kaiser and the rest of the staff, I'm Rob Verby. So long, everybody.
Good night.